Hey guys, what's cracking? November top 10. So what you need to keep in mind is this is what I think is the top 10 based on some of my personal experiences, talking to the teams, having minted, and what I think of as a gamer and things that, tickle my pink bit. So if you have a look in Solana and you want to be gaming, you want to be gaming long term, definitely you should know some of these projects and have an idea of what they're doing. There's some big projects that are just minting in November and mid-November, and I will try to mention them as I go along, but there's some good opportunities to pick up NFTs in these projects and look at them for a long term. So we'll get straight into it. Star Atlas, this is going to stay at number one. Can potentially be knocked out. I think there's a couple of games that can knock it out. Delays, but one thing worth noticing this week is Atlas went up about 30% in the last couple of days, so there must have been some big news from the Town Hall 20. I haven't had a chance to listen to that yet, so it's something I need to get into. But as always, the big faithful, we're waiting to see minigame and see where it goes. So a lot of people have put money in it. I've also put money in it, and it will be nice to start getting some kind of earning potential from that. So ARRY, big one this week. They did their IDO. They finished that. It was a mango-styled IDO. They had a big write-up about how it was different. But it wasn't. It's a bit of a grab to get out there. People overspent. I put a little bit in to get some skin in the game myself, and the coin rocketed up to $17 upon the release. It hit about $15.50, and then it sort of went down to $12, and it's sitting around $14, $15 at the moment. But what does this mean for ARRY number 2 game? It means $108 million. So in the space of 3 days, they've managed to raise more money than Star Atlas has raised since March, April. So what does that mean in relations to gameplay? Are they going to be able to create the game quicker? Not super duper quicker, because keep in mind, they've got to get developers, they've got to be able to hire people and bring them into the game. So there's still an onboarding process there. But it also means they're able to do partnerships, sponsors, get some competitions out there. I know they just did a link with Grape. If you hold over 250 ARRY tokens, there was going to be a potential chance you could get an Aurorian, but we're talking, $3,000 worth of coins. If you hold that, chances are you're going to hold an Aurorian anyway. But number 2, potentially gameplay November. They are big in the community at the moment. They've done lots of the Helios, the special one-on-ones and things like that. And we just wait to see. So there's a lot of fan fiction, a lot of fan artwork, busy atmosphere. Cryo War, number 3. I've got this out. I had this as my number 2 for the last 2 months, I believe. They have just done a big partnership with Bitspawn. They've done a partnership with Illuvium, and they are doing another IDO, I believe. Where was that? Paid network. I wasn't super impressed with the paid network on Star Atlas. First come, first serve is just retarded. We need to stop the bots, and there was a whole ruckus over the fact that people got left, not able to participate. So first in, first out just doesn't work. It shouldn't be accepted in the community at all, especially as a gamers. We need to celebrate the people that are there. We need to find ways to get gamers bums in seats and adopt. And if you're fighting bots, then yeah. Gameplay looks good. It's a game that's been made for 3 years. And we're keen. I think hopefully November. I'd kind of expected it to be October, but they've had big partnerships, and they must have delayed for that. Project Loon. Now, this is one I think that can take number 1 spot based on a whole lot of things. But it was a super interesting week for them because they went to mint. They had, I think it's 7,026 Star Gardens listed at 3 Solana, and they only minted 4,445. So it shows you that the NFT space on Solana at the moment is a little bit tired. Maybe people thought it was a little bit overpriced. I personally thought it priced in at a very good price on the team, the production, what's going on with that. So Bro420 in Grape Protocols did a super duper awesome write-up for this, and I'm aiming to do a deep dive video on the project for that. But I am super impressed. I did mint one. I've got that squirreled away in my Phantom, and I do look forward to seeing more from what happens there. So the Star Gardens, you can have a team of 4 to 40 in your Star Garden, and I want to get one going at Grape. That's going to be an aim, but I can only play it casually. I just with everything, I can't play the game hardcore as I would love to be involved into it. But super impressive game, and hope to see more. Sitting at 5 and 6 was super hard for me to work out, but sitting at 5, I'm keeping Defyland in my top 5 because they've just done like this looks a bit weird at the moment. It's got a very cinematic feeling to it, like horror movie story to it. They've gone and done a Halloween special. Let's get some sound on. Now, there's extra quests. You've got to go and find where Peppy's hiding from the ghosts. There's ghosts running out. I still haven't found Peppy, but they've gone and changed the way some of these crops look. You can hear the sound. The pets make different noises. Like, this is their version 1, and I was lucky enough to get on and listen to another AMA on the weekend. It was a super bad time for me in Australia, but there's the ghost. I missed it. They had almost 100 people on Discord, so we're talking about something that's been upgraded, changed, the graphics have been improved. The version 2 is just going to be just amazing. Farm sim game. It is a good way to be able to, gamify DeFi. There are many suggestions and stuff they take from the community. I have a great rapport with the team. Love it. It's always super cool fun, and always look forward to seeing more. So you can see here the quests. I probably don't need to look at them, but I'm here now anyway. The quests. We've got Peppy is scared and Hello Ghost. So you've got to catch the ghosts. 2 of 13. That's for the Bronze Cup. So I don't know how long that's going to take, how many minutes and hours and all that kind of stuff, but always happy logging into that. And I log into that daily. Chainmyth, hit my number 6. So this is going to be a 5v5 MOBA mechanics game, first-person shooter. So they do say go and have a look at Valorant. Do like a gameplay, watch some short clips of that. It's going to be a first-person shooter. So you see some of the graphics and stuff. The character's holding variations of guns in his right arm, I think it is. It's a spin on it. They'd started off, they were going to be going on the Indian gods, Japanese, and there was one other variation in there, but they are certainly sticking with their Indian gods, their Indian crowd, and I love it. They did some extra things this week where they had their character NFT, and they talked about what it is for a character NFT. Getting that NFT in the game is going to give you access to all of the 14 initial gods, and of course the main base character Wukong. Now you'll also be able to stake that and earn some coin. You'll be able to hire that, rent that out to someone else. So there's ways to be able to earn on these NFTs, and they've released the golden tickets. I minted one of those at $180 was the aim, the base price. It's the second project only in Solana that I know has gone for minting at a dollar cost average, and Star Atlas being the first one. I don't know of anyone else that said, righto, we want to charge at this price. So let's have a little bit of a look at this intro.
Ever since our ancestors recorded, and as far as this times remember, the gods are in deep sleep. When this star arises and the day comes, the voice of the inscription shall echo throughout the world, and the gods will arise and fight that day for the droplets of a melanin, which is said to elongate their lives for several thousand years. Only the mighty shall taste the treasure thereof.
Now I'm going to be nasty. I'm going to pause that there and say, go and watch the trailer. They're minting around between the 10th and the 15th. The dates haven't been locked in. They haven't got a guaranteed. I believe they're trying to get onto Radium Launchpad. I'm super impressed with this game. I've talked about it a lot. I do a lot of tweets for it because of the team. They've grown organically. I love the idea. I don't know of any other FPS games of the caliber at this stage that are building like this. There are other FPSs coming out on Solana, but super impressed about the team, how organic it's been. And from there, yeah, have a look at it. So 1,200 for the whitelist, I believe it was, for the golden tickets, and it's either 4,800 or 5,000 for the mint. Project Seed, number 6. Now, Project Seed has been talking about a fair bit. They're going to be cross-blockchain. I believe they're listing on Binance as well. They've got IDOs happening again. They are talking about esports, big partnerships. They're doing a lot of AMAs, team chats, and the language barriers being broken a lot more. So I need to get more information myself on Project Seed. But I loved a lot of things about this, and it will be a massive game for Solana. As for minting, I don't know when their mint is. But yeah, watch this space. Lots of videos coming out for their gameplay as well. 9 heroes. Now, they've finished all 6 of their missions. And if you did the missions and you succeeded and got a ticket, it was for the whitelist pre-minting. And the pre-mint was 3 Solana. So if we go back to Project Loon, they had 7,000 on their mint. 7,026 and only minted 4,445 and at 3 Solana. 9 Heroes has mentioned 11,111 at 3 being the minimum price. I think they are going to go fair launch protocol for the remaining, and it's going to be between 3 and 6 Solana was the original one. So there's also options of being able to buy Guardians in the game at the start. So this one I have said on my deep dive, I believe they've come in too high. The team is an established team in both YouTube history. They've got followers, they've got experience in games. The concept is good. It's very robo-techy. It's going to be a, not MOBA, what do you call it? A battle arena style game where you launch into the maps, and it's going to be 3-on-3, going to be PvE, PvP, and land sales won't be straight away. The land sales are going to be underground structures where you're cats. So you're a cat, a nyan that summons these guardians from a guardian crystal. The gameplay looks cool. I was a little bit disappointed with the buy-in price, a little bit too high for my liking, but graphics are cool. They have got a big following as well, and the fact they went to a lot of effort to do these missions and that was cool for the community. Icepace. Now I put these guys into my top 10 this week at my number 9. This month at my number 9 because they just hit second on the Ignition results. They do have playable game. They're catering for both crypto and non-crypto. It's going to be an action role-playing game set in a fantasy world. Now, I've covered these guys in a new games review, and I had wanted to do a deep dive, but just never hit that chance. I don't see my email in this list. Unfortunately, I had applied for alpha as well, for the alpha beta product testing. Unfortunately, didn't get in. That's cool. We'll try to keep up with the space now. So I do need to go through the Ignition list of the top 5 at least and have a look through the honourable mentions. Number 10, fine fillies and stylish studs. Now, these guys have only been introduced to over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Minted at 0.2 sol for the 10,000 studs, and they're going to be a horse racing game, and the team is huge. They've got a successful game already that's made millions. I think this could be a very good mid-tier / potentially blue chip game for Solana. It's going to be horse racing, betting, gambling, breeding, and the fine fillies got dropped about 18 hours ago, 24 hours ago, and I was lucky enough to get one. I minted a stud for my partner for Christmas. She loves horses, she loves racing, so I thought I'll sneak in a Christmas present here. Lucky enough to get a filly to go with it. And that's cool. It gives her a chance to get into the game, and it's a way that you can bring in these different things. For me, I'm not big on horse racing, but I can absolutely see this game being a beast in Solana. Now, honourable mention for me is not in the top 10. It's very hard to put Zulana in, but I've bought the teaser launch. I've done a deep dive on these guys. I love the team. And the reason why I wouldn't put it in my top 10 is because the game hasn't started production yet. So they're hoping to start in, excuse me, they're hoping to start in November, December. And I think the team is doing super well. They've been a team that has been organically growing. They're in the Solana community doing lots of team ups, lots of partnerings. They did a successful one with Kaiju. And the teaser launch for the NFTs was 3,000 NFTs free. And it's allowed trading to happen on Magic Eden. It's giving the team a little bit of a trickle of funds going in for them. It's giving people interest. It gives you a chance to get into their alpha NFT for free. The bronze NFTs give you a 2% chance at a free drop. So that NFT is going to be minting somewhere around, I think it's the 12th to the 15th of November. Definitely worth checking out. I think this one will be big. Clash of Clans styled mobile game with the heroes being Zannies. It's like an animalistic. They've been bred, modified, genetically modified by humans, and then they kind of take over the world. And 3 different tribes. It's a detailed game. I love it. I bought all 3 of the artworks for the teaser. Just based on the fact I like it. I think it's cool. I was in the first 200 as well, and I got one, so I've got like an 8% chance of potentially getting an alpha drop. I might yet go and get myself a Fire Obsidian yet, but this article here was released last night and talks about what the alpha edition NFTs are going to do. And does it have the mint dates in there? No, but it tells you about how you're going to get access to the beta. You're also going to get cosmetics, weapons, in-game armor and weapons, airdrops, pre-sale access as well. This is a big team. I love it. I'm pretty happy with it. I did have it linked out already. But yeah, that's my top 11. Now let's go back to my honourable mentions. DGen Kart Club. Just joined these guys in the last week through being recommended. They're going to be a game that builds around, I believe, Unity. It's going to be a kart racing game. And there's absolutely room for multiple kart racing games. And I think this will be one of them. The artwork is cool. Where they're partnering up with is good. They've got some big partners. They're also going to be a game that works on having a DAO system. And you're going to help guide how the game builds. And that's a cool system. These DAOs coming into Solana and being able to help and suggest things and do artwork challenges and that, but guiding how the game goes. Is it going to be a Mario Kart? Is it going to be a more hardcore racing game or not? Those are things that the DAO is going to come about. Divi is going to be a betting protocol. They're going to have lots of things like they're going to have a fight club from the NFTs. The NFTs are going to give you access, rewards, from the fees that are generated. They're going to have fantasy sports competitions. I think the little bit of time I spent looking at that, I think that's absolutely worthwhile for a whole multitude of reasons and going to be a big one. Artwork looks pretty cool too. Dole Society, bit of a softy one for me. I had Marsupio on Grape, and we did the AMA there. He was super generous with the crowd. They've finished their mint. It's going to be a casino styled, lots of different card games, but their 1v1 game coming out, what's that called? Clash of Dolls, is super intelligent to be a player versus player game. Anybody can play it, so it's not restricted to owning a doll, but you then earn fees from having those dolls in the court systems, and there is going to be a competition in the first quarter of 2022 that's going to have 100 Solana prize. Super huge. You have to have a doll for that. Now they've just listed on Digital Eyes and Magic Eden, and I've got 4 of the dolls, hoping to get 2 more. Need to spend some time looking at those to finish off the court. Get 1 of each court, that's my aim. GamerX, they just participated in Ignition. Unlucky there with their Cyber Wars. They've got 3 games on their platform. Kinland just had another sneak peek for another level. I need to get in and have a look at that. Super cool. Aussie superstar. Love him. John's been on the live Friday night, and yeah, super awesome. Geno Pets moved to Earn. They've been advertising for a while now. They were in Ignition. They weren't in the winning numbers, but I don't know whether they got honourable mention or not. There was also another move to Earn on Ignition. Fine Satoshi's the team, I believe. And for the life of me, I can't think of the name right now. But Geno Pets, I think, will be superpowers. Their eggs are somewhere around 20 Solana, I think, still. So that was 1,000 eggs. They were free drops. People are making some big bank on that. Heroic Empire, I've got a bit of a soft spot for because the artistic, the it talks to me as a gamer, and it talks to me being a mobile game. Their white paper's been released now, and I spend a lot of time in their Discord chatting away. Kaiju cards, it's always going to be one to mention. They are building heavily. Every week we get news from them, more and more teasers as we go along. Ninja Protocol did a video this week, and they talked about the professions and skills. Very wow looking game, pay to win. They've got huge amount of both elite ninjas and then the first class ninjas. Soul Cypher, we had them on last week. Did a live Cypher event for us. Super fun, super cool guys. Small team, playable. Their first event in November, I think around the 10th, is going to be a 10 Solana prize, free to play. You don't have to pay to actually play the game. It's free to play. Test that brain. You can play in teams. The first winner gets a one of one NFT that is going to be more useful for other things in the game. Super cool dudes. Big in Solana. They know their stuff. I was super impressed with the team. Sorcery, just gone through Ignition as well. They've got now a 1v1 game and a single player game that should be live to play. Artwork's cool. I've had a little bit of a crack at the one player game, and I want to see some more of it. I want to see use case and see these tools that, we had Jama on live, did an AMA, it was not live, did an AMA with myself and super cool team. Kept in touch with them. Soul Chicks, they will be play to earn. They'll have PvP, they'll have PvE. A lot of video play on that. They've done upgrades for their website and stuff, but it doesn't fit into my top 10 on a few reasons. It doesn't mean that people shouldn't be watching them and finding out about them. They do IDO. I think they release a coin soon. Could be a big player. Could hit into my top 10. But that is my top 10 and honourables for the month. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.